This is ABTV, Animal Bites Television. For animal lovers, by animal lovers.
My name is Brian Barczyk. I've been working with exotic animals for over 25 years. I'm no zoologist, just a guy with a passion for animals. And that passion often takes me on animal adventures around the world. This week, I'm in Jasper County, South Carolina, looking for corn snakes. You're watching Snake Bites. It's Monday morning and it's time to hit the road on my next animal adventure. This time, I'll be driving 1,046 miles to South Carolina to find corn snakes. After 13 hours on the road, it was great to finally be arriving at my destination. I've traveled all the way to Jasper County, South Carolina. I've been told that this specific woods is really notorious for catching corn snakes. Now, I've been keeping corn snakes since I was 15 years old, but I've never seen one in the wild. So I'm really excited to get right into the bush. I grew up watching wildlife on TV. Who was the first TV presenter that wowed me when I was a kid? A. Harry Butler, B. Boyd Madsen, or C. Jim Fowler? Go ahead and answer down below in the comments and check back later in the show to see if you have the right answer. For this week's Reptile Report, we'll be highlighting giant pythons. Go ahead and check out the URL down below or click on the link in the description.
Join me on a series of wild adventures as I travel the world in search of the perfect shot.
Finding snakes is dirty work. There's no simple way, and it's often as much about luck. Some days you can find loads, and other days you get totally skunked. So I've been walking for a couple hours now, deeper and deeper into the woods. I haven't seen any snakes yet, and in the early morning, it was kind of the perfect time for snakes to come out in sun. What you have to remember is corn snakes are diurnal, so they're gonna basically come out when the sun comes up. They're gonna be moving around a little bit, but so far, no luck. We're starting to get to the heat of the day, but it's not too bad out here, so I'm gonna just keep looking. I am determined to find one of these guys today. To me, any day in the woods is a good day. I'm getting pretty deep in the woods now, and I'm really starting to get frustrated because I was told there's corn snakes all over the place, but I mean, just nothing. I mean, it's like the perfect habitat, but I'm not seeing anything at all. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've got to be at least a mile into the woods right now, and I'm a little bit disoriented. If you've ever been deep in the woods, you start to notice that it all kinds of looks the same. And you know, the sun's over here in the north, and I came in on the east, so I'm just gonna keep heading east, and actually way in the distance I can hear like a stream, so I'll be honest, if I can get to that stream I can kind of orient myself a little bit, and maybe I'll come across a corn snake on the way, but right now I think the river is where we need to be. All right guys, look at, well, we finally found the source of that noise, which is this nice river. Now, I know there's a river or a stream just like this that runs probably 100 yards from where I park my car. Unfortunately, there's amazing areas right across the river where I guarantee you it has my best chance of catching any corn snakes. And guys, I didn't come this far to not catch something, and although I feel pretty lost, I think going across isn't gonna be a problem. We can cross back over later, so let's give this a go. All right guys, it's a pretty swift moving river, so I have to find the most shallow part. I think that we have it right here. Still don't know how deep it is, but looks like it's at least a few feet deep. But there's only one way to cross, and that's to go for it. It's not too bad right here. I don't know how deep this thing goes though, so we're just gonna keep walking, see where we're at. Okay, it looks like there's a sandbar out here, which is really gonna help my traversing right now. Whew, I tell you what guys, it's pretty chilly water. This is a fresh stream. You gotta really brace yourself, even on these sandbars, because with swift water, it's not that unusual for people to get swept down the river. And I definitely am a decent swimmer, but I'm not so sure that I'd call myself a grade A swimmer, but I'm almost to the other side. I tell you, it's always a little stressful getting into the water like that, not knowing what you're gonna expect. But this looks like a good area. Definitely see some trees down over there. I'm gonna go check that out. All right, so I've got to cross the river, and although I haven't found any corn snakes yet, I'm getting more and more concerned about the fact that I really don't know where I'm at. I mean, I am way deep in. I think I'm heading back towards the car, but I'm not sure. The best thing to do in these situations a lot of time is get up high enough where you can maybe see over the trees, and maybe I can see something like a little clearing that makes me think that maybe where my car is. So pick this tree. All I have to do is get up to these branches up here, and I should be able to get high enough to actually see over the majority of the canopy here. This one has some pretty good notches, so I should be able to get up here pretty easily. Gotta just keep on going up. I'm almost to the top now. I can really see over these trees. One more breath. I think I've got it. Oh yeah, I was right. There's definitely a clearing. It's probably a quarter mile down the road, but definitely that's where I ended up parking. So we've been working in the right direction. It's been a lot of work, but hey, let's keep on searching for a corn snake this direction. I've got to find one. I didn't come all this way and get lost in the middle of the woods not to find some. Now, just to get down, I'm probably a good 50 foot in the air. Last thing you want to do is get hurt out here alone. Be in big trouble. So much for all those guys that tell me that there's snakes everywhere around here, right? Wait a second. I think I see one. Check this out. I can see the base of the tail right there. Let me see. I gotta get up on this cliff. If it jarts, I'm gonna never get it. So, oh yes, finally! Holy cow! Look at this, guys. A freaking Carolina corn snake. I tell you, what a crazy long day to finally catch these animals. Now this is a corn snake here, and it's a male actually. And the reason they call them corn snakes is a lot of times they inhabited cornfields, as well as, see that really cool checkerboarding pattern? A lot of people thought that that looked like Indian maize or Indian corn. Now you can see even a wild corn snake like this, look at how docile it is and how cool of an animal it is. Again, I've been working with these guys for so many years. It's just so cool to see one in the wild like this. These are just amazing animals. This is probably a sub-adult, 3, maybe 4 years old. Probably a good 4 foot long. These guys are probably gonna max out at 5.5 foot, so he's got a ways to go. But what a gorgeous snake, huh? I tell you, the things that we'll do just to get a few minutes with an animal that's so beautiful like this. I've made all that trudging through the woods and going across the river all so worth it. Whew, what a beautiful snake that is. And you guys know that I love letting snakes go, so let's go ahead and let this little guy back go. There you go, buddy. There you go. Be on your way. I would say that was a good day, all in all. That was a pretty cool adventure, right? A little bit too good to be true, perhaps? I tell you what, a lot of television happens to be this way. So let's go ahead and rewind and take a look at how things really went down. So earlier I was taking a look through, I needed to find a corn snake that looked kind of like a Carolina corn snake and was a little feisty too, because let's face it, if I wanted to let people think that it's in the wild, it can't be a super tame animal. So I found this perfect specimen here. Actually, it happens to be a het butter motley. And as you can see, it's pretty similar, maybe a little bit lighter because of the butter corn, but it'll fly. You know, I think people believe it, and it's certainly a little more feisty than a normal corn snake. So we're gonna bag this baby up. We're gonna go take it to South Carolina, Michigan. Okay, so I scouted out a little patch of woods, maybe about 2 miles from my building, I thought would be perfect. It kind of looks a little bit like Carolina, or at least what I think Carolina is. Have you ever noticed, by the way, that when someone's pulling away from a shot, there's never a camera guy in the car, but yet they actually have shots in the car with the camera guy? It's another trick that you gotta keep your eye out for. So after my 5-minute drive, we hauled the camera gear into the patch of local woods. I've traveled all the way to Jasper County, South Carolina.
I'm trying to establish we're in South Carolina and we're gonna find corn snakes today.
As you can see, we've only come probably 100 yards, but we want to give the illusion that we've been walking deep into the bush. Now, after a couple hours of me flipping logs, I'm going to look a little disheveled, a little dirty. So what I'm going to do to make it look really good, just going to get my hands a little dirty, just kind of give myself a little bit of rub, get some dirt on my face a little bit. Going to mess my hair up a little bit. It's going to make it look like I've been really working hard to find this corn snake. Okay, next step.
Although this was a fairly swift river, there's really no reason for me to cross it other than to give the illusion of danger and adventure. Oops, fake slip. Also, my camera guy wasn't going to cross the river, so I added this underwater shot just so that I could turn around halfway and head back to the same side that I started with. Notice the sun is on the other side of my face now. Oh, and that tree? Although getting up high isn't a bad idea when you're lost in the woods, we certainly knew exactly where we were.
Now, just to get down, I'm probably a good 50 foot in the air. Last thing you want to do is get hurt out here alone. Be in big trouble.
Well, that certainly was a quick 50 foot. Did you notice that it wasn't even the same tree that I was climbing?
All right, so here's my het butter motley corn snake from a rack in Michigan, here in my backwoods of Michigan, posing as South Carolina. And we saw this nice little area over here that looks like a place that you would actually find a corn snake in the wild, you know, just kind of, you know, nice little light spot where it might be soaking up a little bit of the sun, but there's a little bit of shade over here too, so it feels comfortable. And now the trick is to get it to just kind of calm down and wait for me to catch it. All right, come on, little buddy. Go right in here. All right. Perfect. So as you can see, television and unfortunately wildlife films are rarely what you actually think they are. They're typically all staged and fake. And that's really just because there's not enough time or money to do proper production to shoot real reality. Now with Snake Bites, we do the best we can do to give you real, honest to goodness footage. But even we add some sensation just to make it kind of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this expose of how television really is like. As for me, I'm taking my corn snake, heading back to the shop, putting it in a cage, and getting out of these disgusting, dirty, wet clothes.
I grew up watching wildlife on TV. Who was the TV presenter that first wowed me when I was a kid? If you said A, Harry Butler, you're 100% correct. Good job. So there it is. I hope you enjoyed my take on how reality TV is actually made. Hey, let's face it, it's there for entertainment, right guys? And as always, even in this case, I was Facebooking and tweeting my way through that fake capture. So make sure to follow me over at SnakeBytesTV. Until next week, you've been watching Snake Bites.
Hi, I'm Peter Birch, an Aussie bloke who loves wildlife. My respect for nature started when I was a young boy in rural New South Wales. Since then, it's exploded into an obsession. New episodes every Thursday, only on AnimalBytesTV.